Peace, everybody. Welcome to another segment of Masterminds Monday. I am one of your hosts, Alicia Tower Alanu, and we are also here with our other host, Brother Damon Rawls.
Greetings. How are
Peace.
you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, before we jump into tonight's topic, just wanted to start off with a few announcements. Again, as you know, we have monthly webinars every single month through Sedula House. So the next one that's coming up is on January 9th, and that is on meditation. So that's only a few weeks away. It's coming fast, so make sure you register. And that's at sedulhouse.com/events. And again, the webinars are exceptional. They're 2 hours long, live. There's a live Q&A session as well. So definitely come with your pen and your pad, and take notes, and participate in the Q&A session as well. You get a lot out of it once you participate as well. So make sure you join us there, and you can again RSVP at sedulhouse.com/events. Also at the Alpha Omega store, as you know, we have a ton of new products that we have in, and to honor the winter solstice, which is tomorrow. Officially winter tomorrow. Time is flying. Now through the 28th, we are offering 15% off to honor again the winter solstice. So again, it's the onset of the winter, which is and marks the shortest day and the longest night of the entire year. So we like to honor, changes in nature and the astrology and the solar system. So again, you can go there to find everything. It's your one-stop shop for your self-development and spiritual needs. So from books to DVDs to djembe drums to pendulums for divination, journals to orgy divination sessions, cauldrons, divination mats, you name it, you got it there. So you can go to alphaomegastore.com, and again, it's 15% off your entire purchase, and we also ship internationally. So again, visit us at alphaomegastore.com. Brother Damon, do you have any announcements for us today?
The only announcements we got going on right now is we're ending the year with what's called a business health check. And so if anybody's interested in this business health check, it's actually free. And what we offer to businesses is to analyze like their accounting, their IT, their marketing, and what the health check is just to check for the company's performance, how it's performing, and see if there are any areas that you got, you can strengthen in your company. And so if you're interested in that health check, you can go over to drcbusinessconsulting.com and check out the website and hit the contact form there, and somebody from the office will get with you and schedule a time to analyze your business. So it's a good time at the end of the year to do that, to to go into the next year, plug in some holes and strengthening your processes. So
beautiful. And again, where can we go to register for that?
drcbusinessconsulting.com.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's a contact form on that website, and you could just hit that contact form and we'll get you set up.
Beautiful. And that is a perfect segue into tonight's topic, which is preparing yourself for 2016, preparing for the year end of your business year. So again, this calls for the end of the fourth quarter, 2015. And as you know, a lot of things happen. As you know, your business is preparing other people for, that you need to take time to do at the end of the year. So first, I just wanted to talk about it from a spiritual perspective really quickly. Again, spiritually, I always pull from like the medicine cards. We've been doing that theme for the past month. This would speak to the medicine of the bear, the actual bear that you see in the forest. The bear medicine speaks to that of introspection. So just from what you would know of a bear, in the winter, he goes and hibernates for the winter. So during that time of hibernating, it's kind of like he literally goes in. He goes into the cave, and the cave is that dark, scary place that sometimes we're scared to go. But that symbolizes us really taking the time to go within ourselves To really, when you go into the darkness of yourself, that's actually where the enlightenment resides, because the bear also speaks the truth. So it speaks to you doing that introspection, even on an individual basis, where you are really taking the time to reflect on the year, and think about it, review it, revise it, just like Brother Damon was saying his business services are offering for the end of 2015. That's the time, even businesses, you take the time to reflect, review, revise, and plan for what's coming ahead. So when the bear comes out of the cave, he's more refreshed, revived, and much wiser about how he's going to move the coming year based on his experiences in the past year. So again, those are the kind of the keywords that you want to think of when you think of, preparing for the year end. It's about doing what the bear does. He goes in, he reflects, he reviews, revises, and plans for the coming year. So for a business perspective, you may want to sit down, like Brother Damon was saying, he does. You want to sit down and see if you actually met your objectives for 2015. So hopefully you had some actual goals in the first place, because sometimes a lot of us are just on autopilot, and we just kind of slap things together and just keep going, and we don't take the time to even see if we're actually making money or not. So this is when you want to actually really sit down and see if you met your objective. Was that year successful? If it was successful, still just don't go on autopilot. Really evaluate what helped you to achieve your goal. Now, if you realize, okay, no, you weren't successful, that means whatever that means to you, determine what held your business back. So again, this process of introspection, again, going back to the bear, it helps you also to become more self-aware, and not again only on an individual basis, but becoming more self-aware even in terms of your business. You want to be business self-aware. So that means you want to know, are your clients really satisfied? Are they returning, or are they choosing someone else? Because you may be booming, but you may not realize you're getting new customers, and the ones that you served before are not coming back. So same thing. If not, then those are the issues that you want to address as you move forward into 2016. So again, it's about reflect, review, revise, plan. And that can be anything from technology. You want to see if you can use any updates to your websites. I'm big on updating websites, making sure everything's intuitive, all the accurate information is where it needs to be, down to spell checking. You want to incorporate new images, new videos, refresh your content, keep it fresh for going forward for 2016, and see how whatever you can do to better market whatever your services are via your websites and all your technology. Do you even need it? Are there free things that you can do instead of what you're currently paying for? And of course, that goes down to your finances. You certainly want to take time to review your finances, review your taxes, your annual profit in comparison to the previous years. You want to make sure that you're growing, or if you have, hit a brick wall or stalemate. Marketing, how much are you spending? Is it worth it? So basically, really doing a real inventory and audit and review of this whole year, and to see if you're on track as to where you want to go, and see, of course, what changes that you want to make, even if you are successful. So those are just a few of the top things that I thought were key to kind of review. Again, pulling from the medicine of the bear. How about you, Brother Damon?
Yeah, no, I agree. This is the perfect time in most businesses and in most lives, in most people's lifestyle to be able to reflect. Most things are slowing down. Work is slowing down, unless you work in retail. Then you might be catching it. But here's a time where you can sit back and think about your life. I mean, think about it. If you were a bear actually in a cave, no TV, no nothing, just the ability to go within and to think and to say, did I accomplish this year what I wanted to accomplish? And some of the answers may be yes, I wanted to read more books, or I wanted to, really delve into the spiritual sciences more. And maybe you accomplish that. And if you did accomplish that, then you can step back and say, okay, well, what are the results of that? Maybe I feel more energetic, or I have more control over my emotional side, whatever. But we have to step back and do an audit of our life, because sometimes what you'll learn is the things that we're doing are taking away from where we're trying to go. Or sometimes we'll realize that we're right on the right path, but if you never sit down to analyze, then you never know what's going on. Um, and you see that in life and you see that in business. If you don't step back to analyze what's going on, then you could be losing opportunity in some areas. I've seen it happen for myself. One of my very first years in business, in one particular business that I own, it got really, really slow during this time frame. And so what I had to learn was, okay, I have to rev up my sales efforts in November and October and November to be ready to take on December and January. But I didn't figure that out until I started looking at the numbers like, oh my God, I didn't do any selling or talking to clients, new clients, prior to the slow season. So I was able to change some things up and say, okay, now I got to rev up sales as we're coming into the slow season, prior to the slow season, so that we can make it through the slow season. But it came through reflection. So that's a necessary piece. So step back, reflect, and then don't be afraid to let some things go. Some things need to go. If it's not keeping you on a path, let it go. Or if it's a business piece that's not cutting the mustard, let it go. If it's a business that's not cutting the mustard, maybe you need to start looking at an exit strategy to get out of that business. But the analyzing, one thing there's a system I kind of love to live by. It's called plan, do, and then review. So I kind of like look at everything under that, guys. I make a plan. I work the plan that I made, and I make adjustments throughout, but then I review that plan at the end of the day. And so at the end of the year, I may have been on, I may be off, but once you go back to analyze it, then that's where you'll see some holes or see some opportunities or see that you were right on the spot. Not everything is bad when you start to sit back and analyze it. And sometimes when you analyze it, you feel good about it because you feel, oh, I did do all those things I wanted to do. And sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit, right? We beat ourselves up and say, we talk about how bad we are at things or, at our goals, when sometimes we're actually hitting those goals and doing all the things that we said we would do. So sometimes in that reflection is, you might be pleasantly surprised when you come out of that reflection stage. Like, man, I'm totally doing all the things that I said I would do. So let me keep going in the direction that I'm going in. So.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, which I wanted to just piggyback on really quickly, was just that right there, that, if you take the time to analyze, at least you will know that, you'll know what you've been doing. Because just think about your regular day. Sometimes you don't even know what you've done throughout the day unless you actually track it and write it down. And you'll feel like, oh, I haven't gotten anything done. And then if you really realize it, it's like, oh, okay, wait, I did do this, I did do that, I did do that. But sometimes you're just constantly just a busybody in general, that you don't even realize the difference between the things that you're being productive with getting done, in conjunction with, just daily busyness things, cooking, cleaning, and all your domestic responsibilities. So if you actually take the time to analyze it, even if, like you said, you may be hitting all of your goals, but you may still find out that, okay, maybe your business is not as successful as you wanted it to be, but at least you won't be so hard on yourself. Like you were saying, if you realize, well, I didn't hit my objective, but maybe it's something else. But, so you don't just blame yourself so much and think that you completely failed. When you analyze it, you realize, okay, wait, no, you were doing what you set out to do. It just wasn't a successful venture. It just didn't meet the needs of the audience or whatever that may be, but you did put in the work that you said you would do. So if that's what I think is key, like you said, to analyze it, so you'll at least know why certain things didn't work out instead of just thinking, oh, I'm a complete failure and I just did a horrible job. It's like, no, you did what you're supposed to do. They just didn't like it. It could be that. Or, you didn't have a real market for it. You should have marketed to a different demographic or something like that. But the key to analyze and at least show you maybe that idea you have just wasn't a viable idea or not. Like you said, you may have to just completely shut down the business or innovate a business instead of going along the same course that you intended to go on. But if you don't sit and analyze it, you won't know anything. You don't know how much money you're making, how much money you're losing, how much time you're putting into a business, which is key. That's another thing, because time is something you just can't get back. So you need to really know how much time you're putting into certain things, because you need to put a dollar value on your time. Because if you got something that's soaking up all your time and it's not really turning that, it may look like it's a lot of money on paper, but not really. If you're spending the 15 hours a day on it, then maybe you need to do something else that, you can spend 5 hours a day and yield that same amount of profit. So that's what's key with this whole year end thing, no matter what is from your finances to literally checking your inventory, whether you work in retail or you have a store or whatever. It's the key is to really analyze, review, and of course, plan and refresh yourself for the coming year. So just like when that bear comes out of that cave, much wiser now that he's come out of the darkness. Of course, she said you go into the darkness. That's how you find your enlightenment. That's the same thing with you. You go to those murky waters. That can be your tax files, whatever you hate facing, or how you do business, and you come out a little wiser. Okay, maybe my business approach isn't the best way. Maybe I need to be a little bit more hidden as opposed to as visible as I was. Whatever it may be, it's just the key is to really learn from this whole year's experience and kind of, embark on 2016 and your new year, much wiser, much stronger. Because again, the bear also represents strength. So you want to move forward in a very strong way, as opposed to repeating the same mistakes and patterns that you did in the previous year. So, just wanted to add that to your very excellent point that you added on. But those are pretty much what the top things that I felt that you should focus on as you prepare your business for the coming year, which is only around the corner. So you got to get busy. You got 10 more days.
Yeah, it's only 2 more weeks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Financial year.
Yeah.
As Chief always says, the financial year. So yeah, we're talking the financial year. So
Yep, the end of the fiscal fourth quarter. So any more gems you have to share before we close out?
yeah, I would also just add, just don't, as you're analyzing the year, don't be so critical on yourself too. Like, life is an adventure, life is a journey. So sometimes you just got to learn as you go through this thing too. So if you've made a plan and things don't look right, just, hey, I tried, I tried it. It didn't happen. Let me keep pushing. But just like you said, as long as you tried, as long as you did the thing that you said you would do. So I would say don't be super critical of yourself as you move to this that phase and try to understand what was going on. So if you said that you were going to do some things and you did those things, and hey, enjoy that and just keep it pushing. So.
And lastly, before we close out, I just wanted to also add another key thing to do is also to get guidance. Of course, we are here discussing spirituality and business. So you want to also get that spiritual guidance on your financial matters. Where are you going? What should you do? If you have a partner you're not sure about partnering with, that's the best time as well to get consultations before the new year. So people do that in general, but also focus on your finances. So again, we do those spiritual consultations. I also do the spiritual wealth consultations. And of course, Chief does, all of the other consultations as well. And you can RSVP as well on alphamegastore.com. You can RSVP right there, as well as reachreligion.com. So if you want to get some guidance going forward for 2016, whether it's your love life or whatever, but you also want to actually focus on your business matters, so you can see what direction to go, what energy is going to be governing your business for the coming 2016. That's a really good. You want to use these tools to your advantage. So that you can ensure your success and see what challenges may be ahead and how you can kind of overcome those challenges. Kind of embark on a very successful new year. As it approaches. So again, you can RSVP at alphaomegastore.com for consultation, as well as for the upcoming webinar on January 9th for meditation. And of course, you can get all your products again at alphaomegastore.com. We are honoring the winter solstice, which is tomorrow. And again, you're going to get 15% off your entire purchase. We have a lot of new products in inventory. So again, check us out at alphaomegastore.com. Any more announcements before we close out, Brother Damon?
That's all I have.
All right, all right. Well, you had some beautiful gems. So again, we're here next Monday as well at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you all then. Thank you again for joining us. Peace.
Yes, peace.